What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Star Piano. Today, we're going to be having a deep dive conversation on the difference between weighted keys versus a piano without weighted keys. Okay, so this is going to kind of be, like I said, a deep dive into it. It's going to help you make a decision as far as what you need, what's best for you. Should you shell out that extra money? What even are weighted keys? We're going to get into all of that right now. So first of all, if you have an acoustic piano, then your keys are automatically weighted because with an acoustic piano, in other words, a non-electric piano, but an actual piano, it has a string and hammer method. So when you press down on the key, the string gets pulled, hammer gets activated, and it hits the wires inside the piano, which makes the vibration, and that's how you hear the noise that comes out. That's the actual sound. The vibrations that come out of an acoustic piano is when that hammer hits the string, which is caused by you pressing down on the key, giving it that weight. So a lot of people are surprised, and you will be too if you've never played on an actual acoustic piano before. They will be surprised by the weight of the key and the force needed to actually press the key down to get that hammer to go up, to get that activated to play the note. And it can be surprising because it's not like you have to really press down or punch the key to make a noise, but it's heavy. It's a little bit on the heavy side because it does an actual physical reaction, like I've been saying, where that hammer needs to get activated. So if you press the key down slow enough and without enough force, nothing's going to happen because the hammer's not getting activated. So that's how an acoustic piano works, to give you that breakdown here. An electric piano, which is probably what most of you have or that most of you are looking at to getting because they're a lot cheaper, they're a lot easier to move, and they don't take up as much space usually as an acoustic full-size piano or even an upright piano, baby grand piano. Those, you need a lot of room to get any of those. Where if you see my digital piano in the back here, it doesn't take up a lot of room. Okay, maybe what, 6 feet lengthwise, and I even have the stand for it. You don't even have to have that. You can put that on a table or something if you really need be. It doesn't take a lot of room. And electric pianos, they don't all have weighted keys. So weighted keys specifically for electric pianos are there to mimic the real thing. They're there to mimic that hammer string reaction of an acoustic piano. And the cheaper models, the ones that you can find for maybe $100, $150 on Amazon, those don't have weighted keys. Okay, so what does that actually mean? It means when you press down on one of those keys, it doesn't matter if you press down super fast or you press down super slow. If you punch the key, if you barely touch the key when you press it down, no matter what level of force that you press that key down, the noise that comes out is going to be the exact same volume. Okay, so it's all going to be at the exact same volume no matter how hard you press that key, no matter how hard you or how fast or how slow you press down. With an acoustic piano, that matters. Okay, it matters the force that you use to press down the key because that's going to affect how loud the note that comes out of the piano is played. So it affects the volume. Another word for volume in music is dynamics. So if you've ever heard that expression before, the dynamics, all those signs on your sheet music, if you can read sheet music, things like piano, pianissimo, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, fortissimo, all those are dynamic symbols. They tell you how loud or how quiet you should be playing a certain section of a song. And when you don't have weighted keys, you can't play with dynamics because they all sound the exact same no matter how you play it. So you have zero control over the volume, zero control over the dynamics when you have that electric piano without weighted keys. Now the next step up from that is an electric piano that has semi-weighted keys. Now what does that mean? Well, it means that the keys are weighted as far as the amount of force that you press down on the key matters. If you press down hard, you might get a louder noise. If you press down soft, it might be a softer noise. But it doesn't go within the right order all the way up and all the way down. So another thing that you need to know with acoustic pianos, and what I mean by all the way up and all the way down, is on an actual acoustic piano with the stringing hammer method, the keys higher up on the piano require less force to actually get the hammer going and the hammer getting activated to hit the strings. It requires a lot less force because the strings higher up in the piano are thinner. And because they are thinner, they get that higher noise. That vibration is a lot higher pitched. Same with a guitar. If you've ever seen a guitar, you will know that the bottom string is a lot thicker than the very top string. And when you press that top string, it vibrates at a higher frequency than when you play that bottom string that's thicker. It sounds a lot more low sounding. It's a lot more sounding like a bass. Same with an acoustic piano. The strings start off extremely thick, and as they go up, as they go higher up on the 88 keys, they get thinner and they produce a higher sound, okay, higher pitched sound. So because of that, the hammer at the top of the keys that presses the strings, it doesn't require as much force because it's a smaller hammer, okay? Where if you press down like the lowest possible key on an acoustic piano, it's going to require noticeably more force to play that key than if you play the key at the highest point of the piano on an acoustic piano. You will feel it. And you'll also feel it getting progressively harder again to play that key the lower you go down the piano. It'll get easier the higher you go up, harder the lower you go down on the acoustic piano. Now, to tie that all back is on semi-weighted keys, on a semi-weighted piano, it matters as far as the force that you press the key down. You can play louder, you can play softer, but it's all the same all the way up the piano. So the amount of force to play really loud at the bottom is the same force to play really loud at the top, okay? And if you want to play really low, it's the same force you have to press on the lower end of the piano. It's the same force to play a lower sound on the higher end of the piano. So there's levels to this, okay? So that's what semi-weighted means, is you have that lower end. It requires the same amount of force all the way up and all the way down. And so those are the different levels. You have electric pianos that aren't weighted at all. So no matter what you press, no matter where you press down the key, up or lower, a lot of force, no force, it makes one common sound no matter what. You have semi-weighted pianos that the force you press down the key the amount of force you press down the key matters on semi-weighted. And then you have fully weighted piano. So that's what I have. This is the Yamaha P125A. Costs, I think, around $400 or $500 just for the piano itself and the stand I bought separately. But what fully weighted piano is the closest thing that you can get to an actual acoustic piano without having an acoustic piano. So fully weighted keys, what that means, just like on the acoustic piano, one, the amount of force you press down on the key matters. So if you press down a little bit, you'll play quiet. If you press down hard, fast, and aggressive, you'll play louder. It also matters what key you're playing because, again, just like an acoustic, on a fully weighted keys piano, if you play the highest note on the piano, it's not going to require as much force to play. If you play the lowest possible note that you can, it's going to require noticeably more force to even make any noise out of that. Okay, so fully weighted pianos are the closest thing you can get to an acoustic piano without actually having an acoustic piano. Now, with all that said, if you're just starting out and you're not sure whether or not you want to even play piano to begin with, I would suggest you just get the cheapest possible thing you can. So get something that is not weighted at all. Just get a regular 88 key, cheap $100 piano and see if you like it. Okay, see, not the piano itself, but see if you like enjoying the practicing of the piano and actually playing the piano. See if you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, the caveat here is that you're going to outgrow that non-weighted piano very quickly. So you're going to have to upgrade to a fully weighted piano very quickly. And you want to do that so you're not practicing on that plasticky keyboard that is not really like a real piano. It's not how you would play an actual piano. So if you decide you want to stick with the piano and you decide that you want to do it long term, just shell out the extra $400 or $500, get a real weighted key piano, and practice on that, because practicing on a non-weighted key piano or even a semi-weighted key piano is going to do harm in the future when you actually get playing on the real thing. And again, once you decide that you want to continue playing the piano, just sell out that money. It'll be worth it, I promise, and it'll last you for the next 10, 12 years until you upgrade again. So just shell out the $500, do it now. Once you decide that piano is for you, and you'll have that real feel, you'll be able to play the dynamics, the actual dynamics in the sheet music that you're reading, especially if you're going through a method book like the Alfred series or Faber and Faber or another one. You're going to want to be able to practice your dynamics, that touch that you have when playing, because it's very important when playing the piano. You want to make sure you have that emotion, that feel in it. You're not just reading the notes that's on the sheet music. So I hope that helps. That's the big difference. Those are 3 levels of digital piano and acoustic piano, a little bit as far as how that works. Hope that helps. Again, my name is Josh LaFleur with Late Start Piano.